Alright guys, what's happening? Framinthor here, Captain Negativity, whatever you want to call me. Anyways, the tier sets are out for testing on the beta. I saw a video by, I want to say Livebird or something. Let me just mute this real quick. So, let me see. History. Where was it? Here we go. But Lightbleed Gaming, okay? And he basically portrayed the damage of the Consecration build, how it's gonna be our go-to because of the tier set, and I'm here just to prove somebody wrong, because I'm telling you right now, the Consecration builds are pretty shit. So I'm running 389 gear. I'm gonna do two tests. One is gonna be the regular build, one is gonna be the build that he's using in his video for the Consecration. I'm using an AoE build, obviously, so I'm using Final Reckoning, everything else stays. I honestly need to check, does Sanctified Wrath work? Okay, Sanctified Wrath still does not work with Crusade, so we're not even gonna take that. I'm not gonna take it on both builds, regardless, even if he has Sanctified Wrath on his Crusade build, okay? The other thing I am gonna do here is do this, because even though... Oh my lord, what happened? Boom, 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 okay. We're gonna do it like this then. Wrong. Here we go. So we're gonna do this, boom. Okay, so even though, yes, we're using Consecration, so I might as well throw in a free Consecration, whatever, but I'm not gonna use any GCD for my Consecration. Okay, the other thing is, we wanna add this one. Let's see how we're gonna do it. So Templar Verdict increases the range, so this doesn't matter. So we're just gonna do that. Boom, now we're done. Okay, so I am going to take passive skills for the Consecration. However, I am not focusing on Consecration build. I will not be using any of my GCDs for Consecration. Obviously, I'm not going to be like, oh, well, he's using Consecration. Yeah, I'm going to use it passively, whatever. Who gives a shit? But I'm never going to use it actively because it's not worth it. Okay, so obviously this is also not a good test for Consecration because these targets are not moving. So this is going to be the optimal target, stay in your Consecration the whole time test, okay? So obviously this is not the Consecration test, but let's start it. Boom, 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 bam, pow. As you can see, damage is already insanely high. Here's some Consecration. Bam. Bam. And we're only gonna do 1 minute, so as soon as my Final Verdict is back up, we're gonna stop the test, okay? So... well, unless my wings last longer, then fuck it, I'll just go until the wings end. Alright. This is the fun part about watching a video. It's like this asshole is just standing there attacking shit. Good job. Boom, boom, boom. I haven't used one Consecration, by the way. These are all passive Consecrations. So, alright. Bum, ba-dum, bum. Alright, boom. We finished at 136k, 133k after the little drop while I was walking away. How does my Consecration do? Again, is it decent damage? Sure. Is it super optimal because the mobs are standing there? Sure. So we finished at 133, it dropped to 126k now. Okay, whatever. We'll drop it to 126k. That's fine. I'm using 389 gear. Now let's see what build he used, okay?
Put your faith in the light. Kinda meh, you know.
So he got the set going. I don't care what his stats are. He's 373. I am 389, okay? Now, where are his talents? Alright, here we go. Here are the talents. So these are his talents, and he is constantly spending Consecration. Alright, so let's change my talents here. We'll call this... I'm going to change it later. As the... oh, this is the... it's the same build. Wait, my Crusade and my... oh, nice. Okay, there we go. Alright. Okay, so we're going to change... this build, the Sanctuary, Sankreth, and we're gonna make it the same build. Let's see here, using this 1, 2, this. He doesn't use that, so we're not gonna use that. 1, 2. No idea why he's using this, but fuck it. We're just gonna use the same build he's using because why the hell not? Okay, he's using this for some reason. This, I don't know why he's not using recompense, but whatever. It is what it is. Sure. Got this, 2 of these. Obviously, he's still using Sanctified Wrath, even though it's not working. 1, 2. He's not using this. He's using this. Okay, he's using Divine Purpose, obviously. This. Oh, this. And then this. 1, 2, 1. What am I missing? Oh, he doesn't have, yeah, he doesn't have that. It's fine. You got this, got that. Nothing here. 2, 1, 1, 2, 1. What am I missing here? Oh, obviously, of Dusk and Dawn. Okay, and here we're gonna just reset everything, so it makes it easier. Obviously, this. This. That. Again, fun part. I know this is the part where it's super important. Sanctification. All right, sure. Gonna use that. Obviously, Crusade, Zeal. Sure. I don't. What is this? Oh, again, doesn't matter. 2 points in that after. Okay, we need this thing. Then we can use 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1. All right. Cool. So this is the build that he was using. Now the goal here is to use Consecration as often as possible. So basically, as we start, no, whatever. As I start, it's Judgment, it's Blade of Justice, it's Wing Burst, Divine Storm, Consecration, and you start the rotation from there. Okay, so let's give it a shot. We got 126k, was 135, 133, 126. Let's see where we end up with this build. Okay, boom, 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 bam, pow. Okay, now the fun starts. Okay. Got another one. This is also on 5 targets. He did on 3, so. Bam. Okay. Alright. Okay. Consecration. Let's see how this goes. Still have quite a lot to burn. Obviously, my Crusade will last a bit less because I'm wasting GCDs on other shit. Crusade, Consecration is always up. We're gonna see it later in the details. Oh, and that's that. Alright, so DPS stopped at 161k, 150k, and it's gonna drop down now a bit more. Obviously, there was still Consecration going. Let's look at the damage. I did about 3 times, slightly more, 3.3 times more damage on this one. Can probably check, right? I have no idea how to use details, so don't worry about that. Alright, and after the drop, it got to 135k, but let's say it was 160k, 162k was at the max, like when it just finished the rotation for the Consecration, and it was 133,000 for, what's it called? For the non-Consecration build. Now, in hindsight, it looks like, oh, well, Consecration build is better. Now, we are not taking into account that this is a full AoE encounter, 5 targets. Mobs are not moving. Okay. This will not be the build for bosses ever. Single target will definitely be a lot lower. Okay. And the amount of effort you have to put into it, plus losing your crusade buff a lot, like about 10 seconds sooner, is all of this worth it for 30k DPS at the most peak performance that you can possibly get? This build is legit. It's not worth the effort. It's a trap. It requires more coordination of your abilities. Again, yeah, I'm doing on static, so it feels a lot simpler, but there's absolutely no reason to hope that the tank keeps the mobs in place. Hope that the boss doesn't move. Hope that there's usually like more than 5 targets for the fight, which, by the way, sometimes yeah, a lot of times no. If you have like a mini boss, that's usually a 3 mob fight. Guess what? You're not going to do much more damage, especially if you have interrupts, you have to move them, you have to LOS them, you have to hide, you have to move out of range of some abilities. Yeah, you're not going to get a lot of shit done, okay? And again, this applies also to the regular build. Obviously, like if you have to like move out of stuff and dodge stuff and stuff like that, yes, this applies to all of that, but you're just complicating yourself even more for almost no gain. At an ideal scenario, you're doing basically the same damage. Okay? In my opinion, this trash, the Consecration set, is a trap. Don't full on just hit Consecration whenever. Don't do that. Okay, don't use any of the Consecration. Your only Consecration should be from your Blade of Wrath. Now here's the other thing. When you use Blade of Wrath from Art of War, it activates Consecration, which then, by this, would already give it a stack, which would make it already at 100%. So it's like, it's a 1 GCD where it just drops the Consecration for you, and you're more than likely to have, obviously you're going to have 1 stack, but you're also very likely to have the 2nd stack as well, because again, you're not really using Crusader Strike all that often, unless the targets are always moving. If the targets are standing still, usually Crusader Strike is like, it's the last thing you click, so it doesn't even matter. You're almost never going to click it. How much did I click Crusader Strike in total for this whole thing? 9 times over a minute. It's actually quite a lot. Let's see. Max damage is 20k. That's what I predicted, that the damage of Crusader Strike is gonna be 20k. I am assuming this is a 200% stack Crusader Strike. Is there a compare from the previous one? Okay, it doesn't matter. Alright, anyways, my opinion, this set, the Consecration, is cool for the passive. Never hit the spell Consecration, you'll do about the same damage. This also, by the way, the problem with Paladin, and this is not to my defense, because it could have gone both ways. The problem with testing Paladins, we are super high proc based. Sometimes you would get the procs to keep doing Divine Storms, and maybe you get your Wake of Ashes reset. This might have affected both of them. Obviously, a sample size of 1 to 1 is never enough. You need to do like 10 to 20 on each to get a better idea. But this is just to show that on average, probably, like, well, it's not even an average because it's not a statistic, but basically not really worth clicking Consecration. You're not getting that much out of it. So people who are telling you it's like, oh, Consecration is gonna be what we're gonna use all the time, bullshit. Don't use it. It will proc off your passive. Ignore Consecration button. Have an easier life. Okay? Too many conditions for no real gain. And that's the video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace, haters. Actually, I'm the hater, but whatever. See ya.